Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11, and he has autism, and we paint together. He helps me paint the backgrounds with a hand-over-hand method, working on his fine motor skills, and then I paint the rest. Now, I've been painting every day for years, and some days, like today, I have waited till pretty much the last moment of the moment. And last night, I painted this, and I painted, it may be hard to see on there, but this is a bug. I don't know what kind of bug, but that's a bug. And so it's kind of technically, I mean, it's not, but it's kind of hidden it in there because it looks like a flower. So as I was sitting here thinking about what I was going to paint tonight, I decided that I was going to paint flower bugs and so that they looked like they were flying, or bugs that were flowers or something. Well, as I was stating, I technically have, I only have about 10 minutes to technically paint in today's day frame. A little over that, but I don't want to go too much, past my time, because by the time I paint and then do what I do to post them and just all the things. And I just realized I needed a thin brush, so I'm hoping that I have one sitting here, because I have a hard time, I do. It's a miracle. I usually paint my flowers all with one. I need like a little tiny brush and some unshaky hands, so we'll see. I usually paint my flowers, and I'm painting the bugs kind of in this one color, one brush kind of thing. And so that's what I'm technically doing here. And again, they may all be flowers very quickly. We'll see what happens as I go along. But I just had this in my mind that this would be something that I could kind of do. And it's technically going to be kind of simplistic-ish. With some flighty bugs, but it's a lot of times I kind of test out my thought process, and so I don't always get it. I always say I have perfectly imperfect paintings because I started painting with my son, and that's kind of how I started painting. And why I started painting is to work on his fine motor skills. So, painting isn't something that I really did before I almost said had my son. And so it's kind of just one of those things that, I'm learning what painting is all about, like what painting really is, and how to paint, and how to do this with my son, and make just change and grow and learn and all of that. So that's my goal. That's the way I'm dealing with this, is trying to kind of figure out what's the best way to do any of it. And that's what we have, that's what we have. Now, this one kind of looks more like a flower, but I think I'm going to be able to figure it out there. I'm going to add some legs and stuff. That's the technical term, stuff. I don't have a color that I wanted to. Trying to figure out what color I'm going to do right there. I think I'll do this. And I'm going to do that. I also generally put way too much paint on my paintbrush. So I end up dotting it, or, it goes everywhere. And so we'll see how that reacts. And then if I do drop stuff, then I usually end up painting the canvas with lots of dots. And like I flick, I take my paintbrush and I hit it like that, and it kind of dots the world. So that's what I do. That's what I do. So we're going for very simplistic tonight. And like I said, we don't have, I mean, who wants to break the rules? I could easily break the rules. But I literally have been painting every day for, I think it's over 4 years now. And so why stop today? I can't stop. I have to keep going. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in and add some, those weren't much of dots, but that's okay. See, then I talk really softly when I'm concentrating. And like I said, I shake. And so it's probably hard to see on the camera, but I tremor. It's just little shakes. And so I'm sure there's probably workarounds to that. But I don't know, how to do it. I'm making like a little caterpillar. I wish I had thought to, this is why I say experimenting. I wish I had thought to put it a little bit further down on the, I may have to come and make this one a little darker. I have this lighter color is a neon, and the neons, they hold their color a little differently, and so when it dries, it's almost like a shining section, and to me it's kind of cool. So just trying to add a little like texture and dimension here, just so when it dries, now let's see, this one, like I said, kind of looks like a flower, so I'm thinking I need to add like make it more like almost a butterfly. I think I'm gonna make this a little more I'm about to paint the things with that, I'm sure, if I keep holding it like that. Make this a little more like probably would do it a little bit differently if I had thought about it, but that's, I mean, they're imaginary bugs, so what can go wrong with an imaginary bug? Right? I mean, you just go with the flow with when they're imaginary bugs. We're even gonna give him kind of a smile. Almost looks like he's got an eye already, but I'm gonna make it a little darker there. So, and then let's see, let's put an eye there, and then that, and the last one over there doesn't need too much because it's got so much color in there, but I'm gonna try to put a dot, and I'm gonna put a little bit of color in this one to just when it dries, I want it to have just a little more shading in there, so it will have that kind of extra. I'm gonna do the same in this one. My hand was probably in the way. And even in this little guy, just so they have a little bit of stuff. Now, I'm gonna make this a little darker, just because it was the same. Oh, that was gonna be too thick. See, this is the shaking part, because it's not like I have to have it exactly on the line, but just have it relatively close. And then I'm gonna make this one just a little bit darker. Fill in. Sometimes when I'm painting, depending on how I hold the brush, or if I have a lot of paint or not enough paint, it'll go through and not kind of, hold the line to begin with. So, I think I'm gonna put a couple extra here and just kind of go that way so that it looks a little fuller. There. So we have bug flowers. I think I am done. So I always sign O for Owen, and since he's the foundation of why I paint, and then L and B. So that is that. And then see, I take this and I spread this all out. If you've watched any of my other ones, I kind of flatten this out a little bit better. But I make jewelry out of them. So that's what I do with the leftover. It takes a couple days for it to dry. And then I just have, these are going to be keychains and necklaces and different things once I'm done. So I thank you for watching and being a part of our day. I hope you have a great rest of yours. Toodles!